Hi everyone, today we are going to make a striped extra small dog sweater, and we're going to start that in just a moment. Hi everyone, so today we're making an extra small dog sweater. We're going to start out by using our number 5 crochet hook and some worsted weight yarn. We are going to chain 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Then we are going to slip stitch into that first stitch. Okay, slip stitch into that first stitch. Geez, come on. Then we're going to chain up 1, and now we're going to go around. Okay. So we're doing half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and you get the hint, right? So we're doing half double crochets around till we get to 40. I'll meet you back when we're there. Okay, so I'm just about all the way around. So I've got 2 more stitches, I think. 1, 2. Now I'm gonna just double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay. So, since I am changing a color, I am not going to use my white to do a slip stitch. I'm going to use purple. So I'm going to go back into my white stitch. I'm going to go into the top of my chain 2. Okay. And I'm going to take the purple and whoopsies. Take the purple. Okay. And I use that to make my slip stitch. Then I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. And I'm going to do half double crochets all the way around. Do not, I can't stress this enough, do not snip your white yarn, because we are not going to snip it for every row. We're going to carry it throughout the sweater and it will be fine. And then we don't have to hide so many ends in. If you decide you do want to snip for each row, that is up to you. But this sweater, we're not going to snip for each row. We're just doing 2 colors. We're doing purple and white. And we're just going to carry it along throughout the sweater. So, when we get to our next slip stitch, we're going to slip stitch with our white. And rather than going into the second chain of the chain 2, we're actually going to do a stitch in our slip stitch, and we are going to do our slip stitch into the first stitch. That will prevent us from going crooked with our joins. I find that sometimes my joins go crooked, and I don't know why that happens, but it always has. I've been crocheting for years and years and years, and it always happens. So this is how I prevent that. So we're almost at the end of our row. We are going to be alternating these 2 rows. So another way to remember is that the white will always be into the chain 2 and the purple will always be into the stitch when we do our slip stitch to join our round. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean by that when I get to the end of our round. Okay. And the reason we do our slip stitch with the color we're going to be using is because then our row looks nice and neat. If you do the slip stitch with the color you're currently using, what will happen is that you'll have that color up into up into the row. Okay, you see here, this is my slip stitch right here, right there. So I am going to do a stitch into that slip stitch, and then you see how I have my chain 2 here, and then I have my first stitch there. I'm going to switch to the white just by bringing it up. I'm going to go into that stitch rather than the last of the chain 2, and I'm going to use that to slip stitch and then chain 2. See how my white is being carried up the back? It's not untidy, and we're just going to do that with both the white and purple. Now we're going to do 12 rows of these colors. So we're on row 3 right now, with the white being row 3. Your white in this case will always be your odd row. And it's the row that you're going to do your slip stitch into your chain, and your purple row will be the one that you do your slip stitch into your stitch. Okay, so see how it's starting to come out? It's very cute. I think all my dog sweaters are cute, but and you want to see what I did? I went to Walmart, and for some reason they had these ginormous balls of yarn on sale. They were $17.77. Holy big it is. I don't even know if you can see it. Let me move my camera. Look at how big this is. This is my normal big ball of yarn. And this white one is that much bigger. And this red here is a normal ball of yarn. So look at the difference in these three sizes. It's just crazy. Anyway. So I'm going to make a whole bunch with white. I actually got those size balls of yarn in black, white, and gray, and brown. I was so excited when I saw them. They were $17.77, and the label says that they are 1,000 grams. It's the Red Heart Comfort yarn, 1,000 grams. So that's pretty cool. I'm not too picky with which yarn I use, because as long as it looks good, that's what I go with. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. Oh, I'll put my camera back down so you can see what I'm actually working on now. So yeah, anyway, so we're gonna do these rows for 12 rows, and then we'll come back, we'll do the divide for the legs, and then the join for the necks, decrease for the leg holes, and that kind of thing. It's yeah, this is my go-to crochet dog pattern. I've been doing this pattern for years, and you know what? I just love it. I find it so adaptable. I can do stripes, I can do solids, I can do, if I decide I want to do, so see right here, that's my join from my purple, right there. So now I'm going to go into remember the white is always into the second of the, and I'm just going to bring that purple back up and use it for my slip stitch. Don't pull it too tight because then it'll start to pucker. Chain 2, and then I'm going into my next stitch, and now we're on chain my 4th row. Yeah, so see, and at the back that doesn't look untidy at all, and we're just bringing up our yarn as we go. It's really a nice tidy way, and then you don't have to hide so many ends. And hiding ends is not the fun part of doing any crochet project. I just don't like hiding the ends. But anyway, back to these ginormous balls of yarn. I couldn't believe it when I saw them there, and I just jumped at the chance to get them. Because, you know, with the amount of yarn that I go through for orders and for different things that I work on, I'm forever running to the store to get more yarn. So this was very exciting. So I went with the neutral colors. I figured you're always using black, you're always using browns, you're always using grays. You can do a lot with those colors. Like if I do a work sock, dog sweater, like a work sock, the gray, the white, the red. Well then right there I've got my colors, and if I decide that I want to do like stripes, and I use my white, or I can use the neutral being black. I mean, they're all neutral colors, right? So I was very excited about that. So it was quite the find. Next time I go back to Walmart, if I see them again, I'm probably going to buy some more. They had some other colors. I just thought I should stick to the neutrals to start with. And I also don't want to shock my husband too much by bringing home 17 humongous balls of yarn. Although he's always been very supportive of my crafts and me selling my items. I don't want to shock the system too much. But yeah. So come back after you've done 12 rows. Okay, so I'm back. Now I'm on my 12th row, and I slip stitch with my white. And now I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2. Now I'm only going to do 29 stitches here, okay? So 1, or not 29, 20. 2, and we're still doing half double crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, I am not gonna alternate purple and white anymore. I'm gonna do white until I get up to the neck, and then I'll do purple and white again. But I'm just not doing this now because we're gonna go back and forth on this, and it would be a lot of yarn to weave in, and I don't like doing that. So I'm gonna give my purple a tail so I can weave it in, and we're gonna put that aside for later. Okay, so now we're gonna chain 2, we're gonna turn our work, and we're just gonna go back the other way, and we're gonna do this for 20 stitches again, and then we're gonna do this for 6 rows. Okay, so we're gonna do this for 6 rows, and then we're gonna meet back here. Okay, so here we go. Come back when you're done 6 rows. And if you do want to keep alternating with your colors, you feel free to do so. It just means you're going to have more ends to weave in. I don't want to, and I think it still has a nice look to it by not, so I'm just not going to. So come back when you're done 6 rows of this back and forth half double crochet. Hi everyone, we're back here. So I did my last row. So we have a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20 stitches, and I'm just going to do a very loose knot. Then I'm going to take my yarn, I'm going to attach it to the purple row again. I'm going to chain 2. You notice when I do my chain, I use the tail as part of the chain. I do that because it just helps with unraveling. I'm paranoid about any of my projects coming unraveled. Okay, so we're doing single half double crochets in every stitch to a total of 20, okay? So we've got, we don't count the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so now we are going to start making the holes for our legs, okay? For the puppy's legs. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We are going to decrease each end of every row, and this is how I decrease. I do yarn over into the stitch, grab my yarn, pull through, yarn over into the very next stitch, yarn, pull through, yarn over, go through. I have 2, 4, 5 stitches. We're going through all 5 loops, and that makes 1 stitch. So we count that as 1. And then we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now this is going to be our last stitch, okay? So it's a decrease stitch. So we're going to go yarn over into the stitch, grab our yarn, yarn over into the next stitch, grab our yarn. We have 5 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. Yarn over, we're going through all 5 loops. That gives us our 18th stitch. Chain up 2. And we're going to decrease at each end of this row. And that'll have us down to 16 stitches. So, yarn over into the stitch, grab your yarn. Yarn over into the next stitch, grab your yarn. Yarn over, go through all 5 loops. That's 1 stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we're coming to our last stitch. This will be our 16th stitch, and we're going down by 2 in each row, right? So yarn over into the stitch, grab your yarn. Yarn over into the very next stitch, grab your yarn. Yarn over, go through all 5 loops. That was 16. So our first row was 20, second row was 18, third row was 16. Chain up 2. We're going to do a decrease. So yarn over into the stitch, grab your yarn. Yarn over into the next stitch, grab your yarn. 5 stitches or 5 loops on hook. Grab your yarn, go through all 5 of those stitches. That's stitch 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, we're on our last stitch. Yarn over, through the stitch, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, through the next stitch. Grab your yarn, pull through. 5 loops on hook, grab your yarn, pull through all 5. That was 20, 18, 16, 14. So we're going down to 10 stitches, okay? So this is row for 12. So yarn over into the stitch, yarn over into the stitch, grab your yarn, 5 loops on hook, go through all 5, that's 1 stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is our last stitch, so it's a decrease. Yarn over into the stitch, grab your yarn, yarn over into the next stitch, grab your yarn, all 5 loops. That was 12. And this will be our final row. This is row that we're doing 10. So yarn over, stitch, pull through, yarn over, stitch, pull through, 5 loops on your hook, pull through all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last stitch, pull through. Whoops, I think I did that too quick. Okay, we're at 9. So yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, go through the stitch, grab your yarn, pull through. 5 loops on the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, pull through all 5 hooks. That brought us to 10. So that should be 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, we're going back to the very loose knot we made. We're going to undo it. And we're going to now take this little tail and we're going to use it to do a slip stitch into the chain 2 of the beginning of the row we just finished. Then we're going to just pull it, and this knot we want tight, okay? And see, that's one of our little leg holes. Now on this side, we are going to go into the chain 2 of the previous. Okay, so see here, I'm on the chain 2. I'm going to do a slip stitch into that. And there's our other little leg. So 2 little leg holes. I'm going to pause you here because I left my purple in the other room. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. Okay, so we've done our slip stitch. Now we are going to chain up 2, 1, 2. Now we are going to just do a row of white, then we'll do a row of purple and then a row of white for the neck, so 3 rows for the neck, and we'll be done. So half double crochet, so we should have 30 in the round. Because we did 10 in the front, 20 in the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, oops, sorry, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So now, like I showed you with the other rows, we're going to slip stitch with our different color, okay? And we're not going to snip the white because we're going to need it for the next row. So just like before, we're going to just run it up the side. So we take our purple, we do our slip stitch. There we go. We want to pull that white a little tighter. We chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to start. We should have 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops. So, you know, when I make these dog sweaters, as you've seen if you've watched my other videos, I do have a basic pattern. And I embellish that pattern however I see fit. So, this, other than changing colors within the dog sweater, this is my basic dog sweater pattern for this size. It's different when I do a small size. This one is an extra small size. If I do a larger size, I add more stitches, which means I do it a little bit differently, but not a lot differently. So this is the basic dog sweater, and then I just changed around. If I want to try a different stitch, I try a different stitch. If I want to add some applique, I add some applique. I mean, you really can do so many things with this sweater. I have made this sweater every which way. It's just crazy to me how many ways I've made this sweater. Sometimes I put a skirt on it. Sometimes I put a skull on it. Sometimes I put a flower on it. There was one sweater I made with hearts. I mean, I just do all kinds of different things. Let your imagination go wild. It's all about creativity and expressing yourself. And what better way to do that with what your precious little four-legged friend, right? Can wear your artistic creations on his little back or her little back. You know, when I got my little dog, my husband said, "Oh, we're not dressing that dog." See how I did the color change there? I just slipped it up the side. But yeah, so we were never going to dress this dog, and then my husband said, "Well, she's always shivering." So we started dressing her, and I've gone nuts with it. When my children were younger, I was big into making cloth diapers. I made them all kinds of cloth diapers when they were little. And started selling cloth diapers. And I made cloth diapers. I made quilted cloth diapers. I made all different kinds of cotton cloth diapers and flannel cloth diapers and cloth diapers. I even made cloth diapers for dogs. I mean, it was crazy. So when I find a pattern that I really like, I stick with it and I just change it around. And this pattern has been adapted from a basic dog sweater pattern I found online years and years and years and years ago. And I just added things because I didn't like how it was. I added this and added that, and next thing I know, I came up with this pattern. So, and I've been doing this pattern for years. And now I get to share it with all of you. So this is our last row. I've done the white while I've been talking. I've done the purple while we've been talking. And then I did the color change with the white again. If you were using more colors, you could still do the bringing the colors along the side. It's just you got to be careful you're not doing it with too many, because sometimes the stitch inside will get long. So that was our last row. We pull our loop big, snip it, snip the purple. Woo. We're gonna hide or tie this off. And there we go. We've got, this is the belly side. See where the little arms go? If you wanted, you could put an outline there with your purple to gussy it up a bit. But basically, that's our dog sweater right there. All we have to do is hide our threads. And since we just brought our yarn across, sorry, my knitting bag. That's another video I'm going to do, is show you what's in my knitting bag. Because this knitting bag, I tell you, I'd be lost without it. Anyway, but I'll do that in another video someday. So now we just have to hide our threads. So I just pick whichever thread I find and always kind of go back over your stitches. So, whoops, there's one of my hairs. Jeez. So see, I did a stitch there, and then I kind of go back over it. And then I go back over that, and I go just a little bit further. I think it's called back stitching, but not quite like you would do for cross stitch. But that's how I hide my threads. And then just take it on its journey and give it a snip when it's good. And see on this side here, that's all we have. That's all to show that we did that many changes of color, just because we brought it up along the side. It's so neat and tidy. I love it. And then I'm not hiding threads for 2 years. Yes, in case you haven't noticed, I hate hiding threads. I hate it. It's really dumb because it doesn't take much effort at all, but it's just, it's like making beds. I hate making beds too. I do it, but I hate every minute of it. Or doing dishes. I do it, but I don't like it. You know, there's those things that you don't mind doing in your day. I can sit there and fold laundry and it doesn't even faze me. But ask me to make a bed and just this feeling of dread falls over me. Same with hiding threads. But see, look, we're almost all done. We have, what, 3 more threads to hide? And if you are concerned about those stitches, because they are a bit longer, you can just whip over them with your threads that you have to hide. I'm not going to bother because those aren't bad at all. You can hardly see them. Well, you can see them, but they almost look like a design. I don't know. I don't think they look bad at all. And it's nice and tidy, and you don't have a bazillion threads to hide. And if, like I said, if you did another color, like you did white, purple, and green or whatever, you would just do the same thing. Just keep bringing them up along the side. But you don't want to go too many colors, because then your white or whatever is the first color you use. If you're using, say, 6 colors, your white stitch will be quite long, and that's when things can get snagged or pulled. Whether it's a little puppy or kitty or a little baby, you don't want anyone hurting themselves on your creation. But yeah, I mean, I love making these dog sweaters. I just love it. I can sit down, I can whip something up. I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. And I've made them for my dog. I've made them for other people's dogs. I make them to sell. Okay, so we've got these ones, and then we're done our threads. Not very many threads at all. So like I always say, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment if there's a kind of dog sweater that you've seen in my slideshows that you want a tutorial on. By all means, leave a comment. Or if you don't quite get one of the things I've done, leave a comment. I'll answer you as quickly as I can. I mean, look at this. You know, I could tie these together if I wanted to. You don't have to. I'm just gonna give it a little stitch here so that it, whoops, stays together. And then, like I said, I always go back over my stitches just a bit, and then I go longer, and then I go back and longer. And you don't want to pull too tight. You want it to stay. Excuse me, pardon me. There we go. Pardon me again. Oh my goodness. There we go. So, like I was saying, so hit that subscribe, hit the like button. If you want to get notifications when I'm doing new videos, hit the bell. Or you can just watch. The subscription thing will give you a little blue dot that says, hey, she's done something new. Because I don't have a certain time that I post videos. I also work full-time and am a full-time mom. So I do things when I can. This is me working towards my retirement, which is quite a long ways off, but I figured, you know what, if I have this all started and working, maybe by the time I retire, I can have some extra income. And when I start forgetting how I do things, I have a way to come back and find out how I used to do that. So there we go. That is our dog sweater. Isn't it cute? There we go. And there's the little paws. Here's a little puppy. Ooh, woof, woof. There we go. It's our dog sweater. Or cat sweater. Kitty cat. Ooh. So hit that like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Hope you understood everything. Have a great day. Bye now.